The next chapter of Black Clover holds a myriad of possibilities. There is the possibility that Asta is going to go rogue and try and leave the country. They're, not like bad, but flee until hopefully they can clear up the situation they're in with with Damnatio Kira and the entire Magic Parliament not believing anything about the Word Devil and the Elf Resurrections and everything. And they're just trying to blame it on either Asta and Sekri, for having demonic like properties of, pushing beyond, the into the forbidden magic in the other world, or blaming on the Magic Knight members that were possessed by the elves. And I still have the possibility of, of maybe William stepping forth and taking all the blame, which would be, a nice hope, like, first stepping stone for some redemption for his character. But as it is right now, one of the other ones is the possibility that Asta is going to go to prison. All three of these are very interesting. But I think out of all three, well, two of them, because if William steps up and decides to take it on himself, there's nothing really going to come out of this whole thing. But I'm going to go with theories either Asta fleeing the country or Asta going to prison. Because out of all the characters that I think would have the most interesting reaction, because we know the Black Bulls aren't just going to let stuff sit by. One of the ones we know for a fact are not going to sit when he finds out what just happened is Gosh, because they just tried to execute his little sister. He's going to go ape shit. But Noelle and Yuno, I think, are going to have the most interesting kind of developments of the situation. Because Noelle, being a member of the royal family of the House Silva, and but still, she's got a very high political standing in her background, but obviously not only a member of the Black Bulls, but everyone could see that she's got a thing for Asta, and she's the lead female. So whatever happens to Asta, they're gonna have to follow because Yuno is also the rival, and I think is the one that will probably like be the quickest to ditch what's going on and go help Asta. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he decides to completely drop and go out, because with the thing about the Golden Dawn is they are not going to really I don't think they're going to hold a lot of water right now. They're not going to hold a lot of position with with everything, as not only their leader with their captain with William being a traitor to the kingdom, but also Langris. And again, like I've talked about before, who knows how many other people within the Golden Dawn are going to fall under that category, or at least of suspicion of treachery. So I think the Golden Dawn is still gonna, I think it would be just a good another reason for them to get disbanded and just kind of dissolved with it not really having as large effect. Because if Unit is already like, I'm out of here, I don't need to be with you guys, I'm gonna go, because it would also lead up to a nice thing of potentially eventually creating his own order in the future, similar to Asta, because out of the two of them, only one of them has like a solid kind of role model character to look up to. But the two of them, I'm very curious to how it's going to go, because if Asta goes to prison, I think what everyone is really expecting is some form of prison break arc, where we're going to get, we'll probably get some points of Asta in actual prison. And what's funny is the obvious jokes, as not only like what you think about, but also as I'm clearly presenting right here, is if you put him in prison, this is a magic world prison, so they're going to have magic dampening kind of capabilities and whatnot. They're going to have ways to hinder people from using the magic, because even without your grimoire, you're still able to use magic to a degree. Asta obviously is anti-magic, and they would probably figure out a way to maybe like monitor him or figure something out for him. But in the actual really reality of things, if you put Austin in prison, he's going to be the physically strongest guy there. So he's probably going to become the boss of the place and take charge. Because really, if you take away everyone's magic and you just put him on physical prowess, Austin's going to beat the hell out of anybody that tries to fight him. But being one of the ones outside of the Black Bulls, because again, the Black Bulls, like, I think if they decide to turn, because they're gonna want to save Asta if something bad happens, like if he's put up to execution or like life in prison, they're probably going to be able to go, because like now we have the possibility of Julius maybe becoming a member of the Black Bulls. He could tag along and go with them. You could keep the nice main cast as well as the supporting members of the Black Bulls, and take it to a new interesting point of the story if they have to, like I said, go rogue and leave the kingdom until things get fixed. Maybe come back and save the day, like I've talked about, maybe having something like when Sage Mode Naruto showed up to fight against Pain. But I think would be the only like for sure character to really just, if he had to, leave. Because he could stay back and be like, I want to try and fix things with, my influence and try and maybe rise up the ranks and take charge and really kind of fix the damage that's gone on. That also wouldn't surprise me, but it would feel kind of weird with the rival completely away. But you could get something kind of like here's what Asta's doing and here's what Yuno's doing kind of situations instead of them having to be together. But at the same time, it's like I think everyone would welcome having them constantly together in an arc of just like side by side. They have really good team dynamics of both interactions, but synergy of their personalities. But it would be really cool. Like one of the things that was really fun to notice in the Royal Magic Knights exam was because Yuno's character, he's very like much like a real genius. That he's very awkward, and he only really interacts like openly with Asta, whereas Asta's very open with practically anybody. He's a very like outgoing person, whereas Yuna's a very shut in. He only lets certain people kind of like get to that more personal, close side of him. And that was like one of the cool things about the Magic Knights exam, the Royal Knight tournament, is that when we saw Yuno going up against Rill, like he was letting out some of that, like more of his personality, more of like his joy in what was going on. He was kind of just having a free moment, which was cool. And it'd be cool to see him become more more open with himself and other people, and not just Asta. Become just more comfortable with others in general, which he's gonna need if he ends up ever becoming a captain. But where Asta maybe becoming a lot more independent because obviously he's strong in his own, but he obviously relies a lot on his crew, his friends and his allies. And it would just be some nice, growth moments for both characters. Kind of swap areas because put them in each other's shoes, sort of really situations, and have them progress on. But yeah, so tell me what you think. Like, how do you think that would be more likely to stay with the kingdom and try and fix things as is, or do you think he would end up splitting and either going with Asta if he has to leave the country, or prison break arc and then maybe leading up to that, or Noelle? I feel like Noelle is regardless going to go to wherever Asta is. I don't think she's going to abandon him. Could kind of look at it from multiple scenarios, but I don't think Noelle is going to ever leave. Him up to like, oh, like the scenario like, oh, Asta leaves. What might try and think of something, be like, oh, he's gonna go out and do these things. I'll hold down the fort, do things here, and try and fix things. Noelle's just gonna be like dead on target, bullseye, lock on, follow Asta. So, like I said though, tell me what you guys think is gonna happen. This is just how I think. Like these three scenarios, it could be something different than all of them. These are just the three that I'm putting out there, like prison, and then lead up to prison break, just straight fleeing the country, fleeing the kingdom, and the scapegoating that Damnatio is trying to put upon Asta, or William just decides to take all blame. Again, if you have any other theories, tell me. This is just what I've come up with. And I'm hoping that we find out within the next chapter, at least another hint of where this is going to go. Because it's got to go at least to one of these, next chapter. Because Asta, not only is, on trial, he's straight up like going against authority. He's resisting pretty much confinement at this point. Or what would it be? Restriction? I don't know. Whatever it would be, he straight up like prevented an execution of the government. So we'll see how things develop. Other than that, I really appreciate like I said, commenting below, or thumbs up the video from the like button and subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.